I will never forget that night. The night the witch's laughter shook the forest. People said she was calling the spirits to eat the heart of a young man. But what happened after that, no one saw coming. Even now, when the moon is full, I still remember her red eyes. And his calm smile. I grew up in a small village called Nnoka, deep inside the forest. We had no light, no road, only the sounds of birds and spirits at night. And in that village, there lived a woman named Mama Onwe. People called her the Witch of Nnoka. No one went near her hut. It was at the edge of the forest, where the air was always cold. Children were warned never to go there, even in the daytime. Because if Mama Onwe looked at you with those red eyes, they said your life would never be the same again. Mama Onwe was evil. They said she killed her husband in the middle of the night. They said she cooked with human bones. When goats disappeared, people blamed her. When a child fell sick, people said the witch took his shadow. I didn't believe most of it. But one evening, I saw her walking near the market. Everyone ran. She didn't buy anything. She just looked around and laughed. Her laugh was dry, like someone grinding stones. That night, 3 chickens and a dog died. Nobody doubted it anymore. Every night, before sleeping, mothers told their children, "Don't cry, or Mama Onwe will hear you." Even grown men avoided her path. Her hut smoked at midnight, and strange voices came from inside. Not human voices. Sometimes a baby's cry. Sometimes a man's scream. Sometimes just silence. And then that laugh again. I used to wake up sweating, hearing that sound in my dreams. Then one morning, a young man came to Nnoka. His name was Chidi. He was tall, handsome, and bold. He had eyes that looked straight into yours, and a smile that made people trust him easily. He came to live with his uncle near the river. People warned him, "Never go near the witch's hut." But Chidi just laughed. He said, "How can one old woman scare a whole village?" We thought he was joking. One evening, when the sun was falling, Chidi was walking back from the stream. He saw Mama Onwe by the path, picking herbs. Everyone else would have run, but not Chidi. He greeted her, "Good evening, Mama." She looked at him, shocked. No one had spoken to her kindly in years. She didn't answer. She just stared at his face, and then smiled, slowly. That night, her hut did not smoke. For the first time, the forest was quiet. Days passed. People began to notice Chidi walking near the forest often. Someone said they saw him talking to Mama Onwe. Another said they saw him carrying firewood to her hut. We didn't believe it. Until one day, he told everyone openly, "I love her." The whole village gasped. Love? With the witch? Even the chief called him a fool. His uncle begged him to leave the village, but Chidi stayed. That night, the witch's hut burned with bright firelight. People said she was angry that he loved her. The spirits around her screamed in the wind. Thunder roared, though there was no rain. And in the middle of it all, Chidi entered her hut. We thought he went to die. But when morning came, Chidi was still alive. He came out smiling, though his shirt was torn and his hands were bleeding. No one knew what happened inside. Later, he told me. He said she tried to kill him that night. She called the spirits. She raised her hands and thunder struck beside him. But nothing touched him. Every time she looked at him, her hands grew weak. She said his beauty was blinding her dark powers. She fell on her knees and cried. For the first time in many years, the witch cried like a child. He held her hand, and she said, "No one has ever loved me." And that was when something broke inside her. After that night, Mama Onwe changed. She started coming to the market again. She smiled at people. At first, no one answered her greeting. But slowly, people began to talk to her again. Chidi stayed by her side. And soon, everyone saw that her red eyes had turned brown. The forest stopped being cold. Her hut became a home again. Months later, Chidi and Mama Onwe got married. It was strange. But the chief himself came to bless them. People danced all night. The drums sounded louder than ever. And from that day, the evil in the village disappeared. Sick people got well. No animals died mysteriously again. Mama Onwe used her herbs to heal people instead of harming them. Children started visiting her hut to learn about plants. The same hut that used to bring fear now brought hope. Years passed, and the story spread to other villages. They said the witch of Nnoka became a healer, and her husband was the man who taught her love. Whenever I walk past her old hut, I still hear her voice. Not screaming, not laughing, but singing, softly, happily. And when I look up at the moon, I remember the night the witch fell in love, and the fear that turned into peace. So if you ever go to Nnoka village, and you feel the wind brush your ear, listen closely. Maybe you'll hear her song, or maybe her laugh.